and welcome to Tea and Tarot Tuesday with Julia
and Melissa, and this is episode 7.
Yes. If you are new, welcome in, and just a little bit about us. We are two very close soul sisters that have decided to come together to channel messages and readings for the collective.
And drink tea.
And along with that, we are super passionate about small business and soulpreneurs. So we will start the reading with we usually like to promote 1, 2, 3, it just depends on what's calling us that week. Calls to our heart, small business, soulpreneurs, I like to call them. So I can start right in with, this is not a mug, this is a champagne glass, but that's okay. I'm still drinking tea out of it.
Or is she?
And this mug is from Pineapple Studios, and I'm super passionate about Pineapple Studios because I had such a strong pull and desire to actually throw ceramics of my own. And I came across this studio and I took a mini class. It was actually only 3 weeks. And then after that, I just had such a desire to go back and throw some more. So I actually purchased a membership for the month, and then I could go in whenever the studio was open and throw my own pieces. And
we should start one of your pieces on here soon.
Maybe we should, yes.
Self-promotion.
So that's Pineapple Studios. If you're local to Wilmington, you may have heard of them, but this cup is from her. And yeah, they have mini classes, they have longer classes, they have the memberships for the month. She also does yoga there as well. So yeah, so
on to the next.
On to the next.
Shall we?
Yes.
So Julie and I are like little mountain fairies, and we love to go to the mountains, spend time out there. I love Asheville, I love the Blue Ridge Parkway, and we came upon a little shop in the downtown area called Bee Charmer, and they sell honey. So this is one of their smaller like tester jars. They have a ton of different sizes, a ton of different types of honey. Amazing, and they have an online website. So you don't have to go there to get it. So check them out because it is delicious. This one that I'm using today is lavender infused honey.
That one's my favorite. I've actually, I'm like, I need to buy some more online. Their shop is so magical. You really can't like walk by without wanting to go in because you just see bees and honeys and all of their like body butters, and they have all sorts of stuff.
Any excuse to go to the mountains for me, really.
Yes.
It's the honey for me. Have you heard that song?
No.
There's like a new phrase now where everyone's like, it's the hair for me, or whatever.
Oh,
so I'm
no,
just like,
no.
it's the honey for me. I'll have to show it to you after this.
Oh, that's so interesting energy.
Oh my gosh, too many.
So, coming into this week, and when this video comes out, it will be 2 days before the full moon in Leo. Oh, this is such a, you always pick that card.
I'm telling you, it's coming. Life's purpose is what I pulled, and I've been pulling it, I swear, for the past 2 weeks now. So it is slowly but surely, there's, you know, a whole group of us, I feel like, that have been really transcending and doing a lot of inner work. And man, we are pushing forward. 2021 I feel like has been the theme so far. People going and lighten your load. Well, okay, I won't get into that. I saw the earth, and it looks like this person is running. Like, we are running full force with new passions and new desires and new things that we're going to be doing here in the near future. And it is your life's purpose. It's so exciting.
Yeah, and with that being said, I'm getting the messages are coming in for me of the with really focusing on your purpose, on your life purpose. Your light is just getting brighter and brighter and brighter, because the first card that I pulled here was like a moth to flame. This is what this reminds me of. And so as we heal ourselves internally, our light gets brighter to our friends and family, to really all that are observing you and watching you, because I do see in the 2 cards that I pulled here of the fox and deer, all I'm getting from these cards is that they're like observing and watching. But what I'm seeing here is that there's 2 different energies of, because I see this person really focused on their light, focused on their life purpose, and then also feeling like they're holding the world on their back, which can be really heavy. And as your light gets brighter, you're going to be attracting in all of these different energies, because they're not, some of them might not even know why they're magnetized to you, but it's almost just like a moth to a flame. And so there seems to be a strong message here of being aware of how that can drain your energy. So as soon as you start to refocus your energy on those that are being magnetic to you, and they're looking for your light, they want your light. And not that that's a bad thing, but this self-healing journey really is teaching us how to honor our inner energies, because if we don't have anything left, if we don't have anything left for ourselves and we continue to give, we are completely burned out. And so I'm seeing that card, that temperance card of like, until your cup is full, you truly can't be sharing with other people until it's overflowing with your own self-love, or you're just going to get into an imbalance, like energy leak. That's what I'm getting from these cards here.
So I have two things. One is, remind me, because I don't want to forget it. I feel like I already did. All right, let me go into something else first.
Yes.
So the colors. I feel like when I pulled Lighten Your Load and Courage and Life's Purpose. So when I look at Courage, it is full of these bright, brilliant colors. And it always reminds me of like a new awakening, but also an alignment of the chakras, because they're such bold colors. And when I look at these, I see green and yellow. So really listening to your heart as you're moving forward.
That's funny that you say that, because there's green and yellow in the moth too. Didn't even notice that until right now.
Yeah, all three of them have like the same color scheme. But I also feel like, I think Julia said this before, you know, if you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, you're going to burn out, which kind of relates to the Lighten Your Load. So I think we talked about it in last week's video as well, is having your toes in too many areas. Is that the phrase?
Yeah.
You got your paws in too many...
Or too many spoons in the pot or something like that. Yeah.
Lighten your load and really try to hone in on your craft or what it is that makes you happy, and lead with the heart, because you don't want that burnout. That's not good.
And I'm seeing here with what she's saying, I pulled this card of faith and move, and the first thing that I heard and saw was someone really taking the leap of faith to leave something that is draining the energy source here. So you may be able to easily identify kind of like these moth to flame entities within your own like space. So again, it could be friends and family, people you work with, it could be anybody, but you're recognizing and seeing, oh, that person really is kind of like draining my energy and really relying on me to fuel their own pot, I guess you would say, or to fill their own tank. And this is reminding me, I wrote an article years ago, I used to be really susceptible to narcissistic relationships, and I didn't realize how bright sometimes my light was, and that it calls in these moth to flame types of entities. Again, I'm not calling them bad people, I just think that these types of, I'm just going to say entities, but energies are unaware of their own ability to fill their own cup, and so they lean on those that just seem to be bubbling over with love and energy, which is essentially what I was doing even before my awakening. I was just like, I'm so happy, and then I'd get in these relationships and just feel completely drained because I wasn't aware of my energetic field. I wasn't protecting my energy. I was just giving, and then those relationships would burn out. And so I'm just getting a strong message here, is I think you're going to come into that realization and moving away. I don't know if this is actual like romantic relationship or a family member or like a work situation.
So but you're thinking disconnection from a partner or a relationship in general. In your
I'm like for some people I'm seeing like a physical move. Like I don't know if you live with somebody and you're actually like I really do need to get out of this situation. Like I need to move. I'm like literally feeling that for a certain collective that's listening here, and just having faith that decision will be, when you do make that decision, because you're hearing it from your heart and you know it's the right thing to do, that things will fall into place a lot easier than I think that you think that they might. Because sometimes that thought process of like, where am I going to find a place? Do I have the money to afford this? All of that stuff. I'm feeling a really strong spirit message to trust that things will fall into alignment when we make movements out of self-love.
Oh, I love that. But also, make sure that you... Quick transition. Make sure that you are ready for things that are unexpected in this journey. We talked about this earlier, is that it's not about the destination, it is about the journey. And just I pulled a card that says treat the unforeseen as a divine offering. So it's not going to work out exactly the way that you want it to. And just really, I actually see stairs, and you're going into darkness. So I got a vision of the Fool card. So really jumping into a new venture or a new experience, whether it is that move, maybe don't know where you want to move, but you got to go. and just like climbing the ladder up to where your heart is. And I pulled this card over the weekend. I love this card so much. It's got all these different faces on it, and it has the world at the bottom and like a flame at the top. And I feel like you just kind of circling back to having your toes in all these different areas. I really don't feel like that's the phrase, but that's what we're gonna go with. Just honing in on that craft, knowing that you have so many different areas of your life that you can bring lightness into is really exciting, and knowing that you have the fire within you, because ultimately the whole thing is to get to your life's purpose and having the courage to move forward and go somewhere new and have that faith.
This is so funny. I just pulled this card because it's going to be a full moon in Leo 2 days after this video comes out. And the courage card, wow, says don't let
on it.
Yeah, lion. Don't let pride get in your way. But I also see the courage card here. I'm just getting that the situation here for whoever it is and however it's actually manifesting, like in your physical world, is really calling for a lot of courage and strength to move forward with that next step. I'm just feeling that, and I'm getting a lot of guidance from Spirit that the more and more that you focus in on every moment, like what you're grateful for, rather than, this energy to me is screaming, like this whole reading is screaming energy leak to me. So as in things that are pulling on your energy for your attention, where your heart's desiring to really focus in on like what's bringing you joy and what you're grateful for. And Spirit's messages here, if you're feeling like I keep stepping out of balance, you can refocus your energy by taking a moment to even like make a list of like what happened within that day, or that what are you grateful for. It's always such a powerful thing to do, to sit down and really meditate or write down, what am I grateful for in this day? What am I really appreciating in these moments? What is going really well? Because the more that we focus our energy on what's going well and what is working, that gets magnified. Where you focus your energy is where you're going to manifest. And I know that we've said this multiple times, but if there is something in your life that's happening that you don't desire to continue to amplify and manifest, refocus your energy on what you are really excited about that is happening in your current environment, and then it will just expand.
Yeah, we pulled the Hierophant upside down and the Queen of Swords and the Five of Swords upside down. So you're definitely I feel like you're a little bit in the dark right now of what your next move is, whether that be a physical move or a separation from a relationship, or just deciding on where to pull back and hone into that's going to lead you to exactly where you want to be, with your heart center.
Yeah, no, the Hierophant, I'm hearing this is something you've committed to, that you're letting go of. Like, again, whether that's an actual, the Hierophant talks about commitment and like, kind of like Law and Order, but just like contracts, like things along those lines that like make, so like marriage contracts, or a contract within like a work environment, or even like a lease, or a lease, whether that's like on a car or the home or something. And I feel like you're being called, like you've made a commitment to something, and I think that's where the struggle is coming from, of like, what does commitment mean if I can't see it through to the very end of my days? When like essentially, like if something, the energy is always moving and always changing and always shifting.
I always see a key with the Hierophant, like it's got the key to your heart and your intuition.
Yeah.
So when it's upside down like that, I just feel like,
Yes, because your heart, the key to your heart wants to be in flow, and it doesn't want to be restricted. It doesn't want to be restricted. It wants to move and grow the way that it wants to. It wants freedom. And sometimes these contracts, again, whether that is a lease or a contract with a job or a marriage or something along those lines, can really have us in a stuck place of being like, well, I've always been told, like, when you make a commitment, you just stick to it. When your heart's really calling you to move in a different direction, I think where a lot of us are learning the lesson and benefit of letting go of things that are just not in vibrational alignment with us anymore. There's a lot of freedom to be had there, and that's something I'm super passionate about, because it breaks my heart to see people in situations that they feel stuck in because of some of these really defined constructs of what the contract looks like for them, or like whatever it was that they've signed up for or signed their name on for. That just kills me. And again, I've got a Sag rising, so I am very much, I like to be free, I like to move, I like to do my thing, I don't like to put things in a box. And I feel like that's what this reading is really about, is coming into the awareness that nothing is forever. Everything's in constant flow, and there's also beauty in that as well. Like when you're in the darkness, knowing that it can't stay there forever. Everything is always moving. There will always be ups and downs. I will pull a guidance card.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get a little bit of clarification on right now. Because you have a lot of options. I feel like we've been saying, I feel like a broken record, really. And there's forward movement. What is this? The end of a cycle. Nine of Pentacles. I really want to like give more guidance as to how to move through, how to kind of bring yourself back to something that's more sustainable.
What I'm getting from these cards, when as soon as I saw the Nine of Pentacles, I was thinking monetary, money. And I feel like sometimes we get lost in these options. We have a hard time deciding because we tend to want to go with money because it might feel stable or secure, rather than what our heart's really calling us to do, because we can't make sense of it. That's very much a feminine energy of not being able to really define what it is or what it's going to look like and allowing it to be. And that can be difficult. It's definitely like an older construct that we've gotten used to, is like money creates stability, contracts create stability, it makes you feel safe. And I think that we're really breaking down some of these like old paradigms of the way that we used to do things to align with a higher frequency and higher vibration. And with that, we're really letting go of things that have had us feeling stuck, because we're, like Melissa said, there seems to be a very collective awakening here of moving towards your heart's desires, and people are feeling the push, they're feeling the pull of their heart, and it can be difficult when you're stuck in what I would just call denser energies and denser ideals and mindsets about what that's going to look like. And because with the Chariot is moving towards the sun, it's moving towards your heart, and I see this in the upright of making, this is when things are going to move really, really freaking quickly for you, when you focus in on your energy on what your heart's asking you to do, rather than what in the old world looked stable, because it's just no longer working for you anymore, and it's making you feel stuck, and you're not sure how to move through it because it's aligning with a denser frequency, and you are healing, and you are moving up within your energy sources.
Yeah, and stability is around the corner for you. It's just going to take a little bit of time and reflection, a little bit more shadow work that we're all going to have to be doing before we get to that end result. Well, the Ace of Swords too. So when you do get to that moment, I feel like you're going to, when you're at your life's purpose or doing something that really brings you joy, you're not going to have any problems like speaking that and speaking on behalf of that and being able to assist other people in doing the same thing.
You're going to know, this is going to feel like truth to you. This is going to feel like, wow, that's what I've always been desiring. That's what I've been feeling kind of burning in my soul of what I wanted to do. And that's what this is going to feel like. It's a different kind of stability. It's a stability that comes from knowing that you will always be okay in the constant flow and not knowing what it's going to look like. There's such, we talked about this in a previous video of like what a powerful feeling it is to know that you are in control of your own reality, that you are in co-creation, and that at any moment you are manifesting what you are actually physically experiencing. That's a powerful stability energy to be in. An energy where you're willing to let go, you're willing to move with the tides, and you know that regardless of where it goes, it's always going to land you in a desirable aspect, a higher frequency, a high frequency vibrational place. It's a very freeing feeling.
Yeah, and then, I'm sorry, I know you keep trying to pull cards, but my last card, it looks like when you do get to that end point, you're going to be ready to put down like that very important thing that we talked about in the beginning, to rest. This card is really cool. It's like the Grim Reaper putting like their past in the ground, like it no longer serves them, and they're just like, it's kind of like a celebration. But even that thing that no longer serves you, it's like willfully going down into the ground. He has his hat off. He's like, farewell. So it's like kind of almost like a congratulations.
The last messages I got from Spirit, that's funny, this was on the bottom. So I pulled the card that says no. Wait, postpone, pause, and say no. But I was getting a very specific message for this. Again, I got the card of boundaries. This whole reading to me screams, you're getting pulled on. Your energy sources are getting pulled on, and you are needing to take the time to meditate on like, okay, what is actually serving me, what is putting fuel back into my cup, and what energies are draining this dry. And so I feel as if there's going to be a moment within this week, or just multiple moments, where you're really being called to change. Like you will be, it's kind of, I like to see our life in these cycles. So we have opportunities that they feel very similar when they come back around, and we can make a different decision, and we can align with a different timeline in that moment. And I feel like that's what's going to happen, is that there's going to be something that's going to come back around for you to do again. And again, it's just like a lesson that's being learned, and you're just leveling up. And Spirit's saying that whereas you might have said yes because you are giving and empathetic and you are loving and you care for others, you are going to take the moment to process. I also got this card of get grounded. Empaths, again, I'm getting a very like narcissistic empath relationship type of vibe off of this. Highly sensitive, connect with nature. So if you're feeling like you're kind of coming back into a cycle that you've continued to repeat that just leaves you feeling dead, if you pause before you say yes or no, pause, take a moment to ground yourself and really get connected back to your own inner energies and your balance source before you make that decision. And that seems to be the strong guidance that I'm getting, is that if you have an opportunity and a cycle comes back around, you've healed through a lot and you're going to make a different decision. All you need to do, I call this reaction versus response. Reaction is very quick, it's very just like subconscious, you just do something out of a reactive state, versus responding to a situation where you take a moment to process what is coming in and then how you want to respond to the situation.
Beautifully put.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. But I feel really good about this energy. I think a lot of us are going to make a really there's going to be a shift when you decide to take that different road than you always have with these cycles. It's such a beautiful moment when we choose a different path and then we level up.
Yeah, I just don't think it'll be anything that you think it will be.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. Release the idea of like what you
or the expectation of what you think it's gonna look like, because it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's gonna be something completely different.
Yeah, better though. Better.
Oh,
yeah. All right, well that's it for this week, guys. I hope everyone has a wonderful full moon in Leo. There's a lot of courage, lion energy here, which is really bringing in strength for this cycle that's coming to an end, where you're making a different decision. I feel that that's crazy that we got both the two lions here with the Leo full moon. We're feeling that energy. So we're sending you so much love and courage and strength and hugs, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.